Good morning. Good morning. My name is Scott Redler. I am the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. Welcome to today's 6:30. It's 6:31. It is February 28th. What's today? Today is Wednesday. Futures are down about 20-24 handles, a little bit off the lows. I think Europe was a little mixed. Asia was having a bit of a tough day after a huge move, though, and we'll see what happens today. Let me get my comments up, see who's here. Let's say hello to some of my dogs around the world. What up, Moonshine Dances? How you doing? What up, Prophet? Chase Redler with the 3-bomb. I'm tired. I went to sleep like at time like 12:30 last night. Yeah, it was freaking awesome. Thanks for watching. What up, Dan? What up, Oscar? You guys want to hear? I'm gonna you guys can listen for a second. I'm proud. My boy's been working since he's 3 years old. He's a freshman. They just advanced to literally the the semifinals Thursday night. Friggin' hit a big three in the corner with less than 2 minutes left to tie the game. Here it is. Wait, hold on. Ready?
Great pass by Roberts. Almost gets stripped. And three-pointer. And he's still.
Wow.
With the three-pointer. This game is tied.
Anyway, on to the next one. Next game's Thursday. Anybody in New Jersey want to come watch? It's in Cranford, but that's it. Oh, they can't take away that, life's all about memories and, putting the time in, right? They say if you put the work in, and the universe will reward you. And the universe kind of rewarded him last night. I actually was in my ice barrel yesterday in the morning, 24 hours ago. There was a moon out, and I was talking to Grandpa Carl, and I was like, give Chase strength. He has your C for his name. And I texted him in the morning. I'm like, I spoke to Grandpa Carl. He said he's going to, give you his power and his passion. That's why he survived friggin' the Nazis in Poland. And my dad was born in a Russian concentration. I'm like, all you got to do is play a little basketball. So P.S. here we are. They did win the game. They won the game in triple overtime. And I'll post the New Jersey. They wrote a cool article on NewJersey.com. But anyway, right? If you can't be happy about little things like that, what the hell are you gonna be happy about? I'm not that happy that the futures are down 24 handles, but now they're down 14. Not the end of the world. We've been managing positions. We had 3 down days. If you take a look here at the chart, here's the SPYs. SPYs on Friday put a high in at 510.13 and pulled back a bunch. So I did sell some premium as a hedge, into this strength, and also trimmed some of my longs into strength. But when you come in with, your 9 positions, you're like, hopefully I could trade around these things. This is the first kind of feels like a little predatory move that we've had in a while, where, you had a controlled pull in, you put a little bottom tail in, come off, and you would think we'd be, in stride or a little bit above, but we're not. So we'll see what happens. Is 504 hold or not? Right now, the SPYs itself is only down $1.45. That's not the end of the world. That to me seems like normal digestion. If we can go green a little bit, or if just some of the stronger names from yesterday can go green, that'd be nice. The Qs also, if you look here, 3 inside days after making a high here, 440 right there. Then yesterday we had a low of 435. Mega cap tech really hasn't been the place to be. We've had, a nice little rotation. As traders, you look for rotation, right? No, it's not my house. It's just a background. I felt like it was, I was too tired to be in the sauna, I did do the sauna though this morning. I did about 300 reps in the sauna, and then I was in my ice barrel this morning, a little bit more relaxed. But anyway, so here's your inside action in the Qs. As long as we hold 435, you can't get too bearish. But the action has been in the bios, the small caps, and crypto names, and we've been in all of them. So hopefully, the Alpha team has been doing great. Those of you in the 630 club, you don't get to see my positions live, but I do think we went over a bunch of things. I posted this picture of the XBI 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I'm like, hey guys, people are like, Red Dog, is this a cup and handle pattern? I'm like, damn straight it is. And then it had a nice little handle pattern right here. I believe is where we bought, what was it, 95 by 100 call spread, pretty big one. And then I'm like, once we get above 93-ish, I'll put it on, and I put on the ETF here, and boom. We now could use a little inside action here, but I haven't been in the XBI in 9 months or so. I don't even know how long it's been since I had a big position there. So it goes to show you that when patterns develop as an active trader, you could go in there tactically. I'm sick of listening to the people on TV and this and that, talk about, well, the market's not great because of this. Oh, the market's not great because of that. Oh, it's 7 names. Oh, it's the AI. It's like, okay, well then, if you're a market participant, you find where the action is, you find where the setups are, you get in there with a tier system, you honor your stops, and you friggin' try and put it together. And sometimes it's better than others. It doesn't always work. And if you're an investor, who cares? Put in your monthly money every single month. Over 30 years, you're going to build wealth, and you might even be able to send your kid to college, because not every kid can get a 3 in the corner. And meanwhile, I have a 529 also. I have no illusions of grandeur that he's going to be friggin' getting scholarships or anything. I just hope he walks tall today at school and gives a lot of high fives and everyone has a good time. But this was a really nice move. A little inside action would be great. The IWM, nice move also. It's building right here. Today, the IWMs are off a little bit. Tomorrow, you have the PCE. You do have a nice upper channel. I would think maybe for next week, like I was thinking this morning, I was talking to my friend Pete, and I'm like, the IWMs are down to $1.26. You would think, we did all this work here, and rates went up. IWM likes lower rates, so you would think that it's going to break above this spot, maybe into this weakness, go out and buy like 205 by 210 call spread. Go out 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or maybe 207.5 by 210s if you want to put less equity out there. If you look at the weekly chart of the IWM, you'll see, why did I just do that? It looks really good. Like, look at this weekly chart. The weekly chart for my 2024 report, I'm like, we could see at least 212-ish. So you had this first move, and now all we've done is build a huge upper quadrant, you could call this a bull flag. So why wouldn't it, at some point, I don't know if all of a sudden we're going to pause here, market needs to correct a little bit. It's, everyone's been calling for that, since who knows where, last Shavuos. But I would think that this 205.5 gets taken out, to see 212. So maybe go out a month and put on a big call spread. You could probably make 100, 150% and not have to trade the noise. But that's just my thought process there. And you could have individual names. Recently in the last week, the last few days, I made some decent money in some individual names. Yesterday we were talking about, name that I haven't played in like 2 years, which had a nice move, right? Again, on Saturdays, I list the chart patterns. I'm like, know your candlesticks, know your chart patterns. And P.S., this was an awesome, bull flag, breakout. Look at that. It goes on earnings, flags you can digest, takes it out, goes in motion. You could buy some, sell some, and hold some. Buy some, sell some, hold some. Buy some, sell some, hold some. That's how you manage a trade. And this was a good one. So the action lately has not been in Google, or hasn't been really great, in some of the mega caps, even Microsoft. So, the money moved to some of the small caps, even like something like SOFI, pretty good too. I started buying the options in here, right? That was a nice play. And then all of a sudden could it go higher? Maybe. It's got to digest and go green today. But all in all, nice trade in SOFI. We had a really nice trade in Palantir. Palantir also, if you look here now, this looks like a nice upper pennant, right? Upper huge chart pattern flag. Thank you, Tony. And now we'll see, does it hold in here and then at some point make a higher high? The way we really make money is when we buy in the pattern, and then the pattern goes and you can add and sell it. In the ranges are a little bit trickier. But anyway, nice spot. So a lot of these things. And, last week we made, we positioned in some of the miners for Bitcoin. Holy cow, what a move. And then 2 days ago, I bought calls on BITO, and I wasn't expecting all of a sudden Bitcoin to take out 52,000 like that, but it did. And now it's at 60, and what a move. You look at the trading in Bitcoin, Bitcoin uses technicals on steroids. So when it's going, you got to look there. And I'm really happy that my community did really well here. Hopefully you did too. Everyone's been asking me, because I've been trading crypto for a while with everything else, what do I think? Long term, short term, mid term, every term. And I was like, guys, you could put money in Bitcoin every single month like the S&P, especially if you do that with gold. And this will be probably, performance on steroids. And P.S., what a nice move. And even here, they sold the ETF news. Everyone's like, Red Dog, it's over. They sold the ETF news. I'm like, well, you had a Red Dog reversal sell. This was, maybe you got out of the way when it lost the moving averages, but then here was a Red Dog reversal buy. And then right here, it reclaimed all the moving averages, and you could have bought it back at 44,000. And now look at that. And then this is when we're buying options because it was holding and creating another bull flag channel. So chart patterns work. That's why there's a lot of great people out there on Twitter that talk about it. We don't have opinions. We're not trying to be flashy. We use moving averages. We use, I'm not that smart. I use chart patterns, triangles, squares, pennants, but I do a lot of work. I went to sleep last night almost 1 o'clock in the morning. It was up at 4:45. Here we are. You go out with the boys, you wake up like a man. And I didn't even go out with the boys. I was friggin' in the gym. I wasn't like out drinking. I was out friggin' watching Milburn make a little history. Congratulations again. So anyway, at this point, I would be trimming into this. And if you look at the weekly chart of Bitcoin, what a move, right? I said if we can get above 52,000, we can see 55 to 63. Well, we're basically there. A pause would not hurt, though. That'd be nice. And then 69 is right there. And I guess my thesis was 100,000 by 2025. If it happens sooner, who cares? At least you're in the right direction. CMG. I haven't really looked at CMG in a while. Somebody wants me to look at CMG. I know, Chipotle is looks pretty good. Chipotle, I'll tell you, they do it right. You go into Chipotle, they're grilling the chicken. It smells great. They've been around. They have a system there. The boys, all go there after practice. I like the food there too. And the chart pattern has been great. So this is building a nice little area here, for more. So let's go back real quickly back to AI, because everyone's asking me, do I think AI semis are over? I do not. Nvidia has been, kind of digesting here. It's allowed. We had a really good trade, if you remember, post earnings, and I can get above 746, and it did. Held the gap, went to 823, and now it's digesting, letting the 8-day catch up. That's not bad action. That needs to happen. Otherwise, a pain trade develops. We'll see how much longer it hangs in there. AMD looked a little bit better yesterday. I am long AMD. I had some AMD calls, so it would be nice if AMD can go from red to green. You have this channel going sideways for the past almost 6 weeks-ish, and then now we held the upper end. There was buyers yesterday, so if AMD opens down 2 and goes down 4, that would not be fun. That's like getting an 11 versus 6 in blackjack. You're like, okay, I'm going to double it down. It looks like a great hand, and then you get a 4. You're like, he better bust, and he turns over a 4 and gets a 10 and takes your money. That's kind of like if this doesn't hold in here today, because that's a good setup. SMCI, takes up so much time, but maybe it tries to hold this 824. It's still hanging in here, but I'm not trading on them. I'm more or less trading Nvidia and AMD, and even ARM. ARM's a little tough. Like ARM looked really good, but from here to here, it's not the end of the world. But got downgraded yesterday. Some guys got caught a little bit because it looked like it was stronger than the others. So there is some, some back and forth, you want to call it. But at this point, I don't think the AI semi trade is over. They just need to rest. And what's great when that rests, we had great action in the bios, the small caps, and the crypto miners. That's what you want. You want to follow the money. Amazon's been a pain in the ass, excuse my French. But, I'm looking at Amazon, and it's still fine. Just from the low end of the range to 176, and with mega cap being kind of sold a little bit, it's just not going at the speed that I want it to go. What's Amazon doing this morning? It's not $1. It's not the end of the world either. Nothing's the end of the world, by the way. You could always just make the right decisions at the right time. So Amazon's down $1.13. The low here yesterday is 172. So it would be nice if it could reclaim this low and continue to build, and then at some point get better. But at this point, again, the action has not been in mega cap tech. So it's not going to just go by itself unless there's individual news. So I'm hoping I could buy some in the hole, and my options might not work this week, but maybe we go out another week. So, but Amazon, I think, is fine. Meta actually looked pretty good, on the close. It's down a little bit this morning. Meta looks like holding the 8-day, holding the gap. Maybe you could buy Meta in the hole. I'm long a little bit of that too. So I got some things I got to trade around today. It was good to see that one of these names could actually make a higher high and be clean, like Netflix. That was yesterday. Netflix, we talked about this in the 630 Club also, how 3 inside days, holding above the 8-day, digesting real well. So it made a new high. That's, higher highs and higher lows. That's how we make money. Anyway, CELH into earnings. I'm not really that good with that name. You know, but there were guys on the Alpha team talking about it, and they did really well. Look at that move. Here it is. It's right back up to the upper end, above the 8-day, trending nicely. Here's your high here. It's come a long way, so it's gonna have to really, really, really deliver for numbers. Anyway, it might. ON. It's been a great, great trade. I went after this thing, you know, down here. You know, when it was 28, I bought the $30 calls. Then into this move to 33, I actually you know, got rid of half of my calls. The $30 calls were like $4. Sold some of the name, and then into this digestion, I then bought the 33s, a higher strike, so I risk less and stay with it. And the what's it called? The earnings are on the 12th, so we still have about 2 weeks. So we'll see if we want to trend up towards 37. I'm still in stock and options, and I gave this one to El Presidente, and I put $1 million in, and now whatever. It's not really why I did it, but let's move on. Listen, Apple. Apple to me is kind of interesting, right? Apple's been lagging. We talked about can 179, 180 hold. I came in yesterday with puts in Apple. It was actually pretty interesting. So I'm home working out, which is what I do midday. It was like 12:30. I see Apple testing 180, and I even tweeted, I'm like, 179, 180 is a huge area. I had the 180 puts. And I was like, oh, wow, I'm going to make money in puts finally. And then 3 minutes later, my guy texted me. He's like, did you see the Apple news? Like, get rid of the car. I'm like, how to respond? I saw it go from down $1 to up $1. I'm like, whoa, people like this. So I got rid of my puts. I lost a little bit of money, but that was it. Better than a zero. I could have flipped long. I didn't. And now it held here again. You know, Apple has not been doing any heavy lifting in this market like it did, you know, from March all the way up to the summer. So the question is now, you know, no car, which who the hell needs an Apple car? What the hell would it even look like? All we need is CarPlay, so we can plug it into whatever vehicle, whatever make, whatever model we have, so we can listen to our music. We could talk on the phone without hands and no texting. And anyway, so maybe that's the start of something. It's up 17 cents in a sea of red. So hey, maybe that's showing some relative strength right here. I think Bank of America put out a note, according to my friend, positive, talking more about even the super cycle on phones. Well, it's true. Like I've had this phone for a little bit. You know, I had this phone. I don't know, since it's actually cost $1,800 for this phone, but I think it's I don't know, it's maybe a 14. So I'm almost ready. So I got to believe everyone's almost ready. And you know, they had Siri first. You know, what's the matter with these guys? You know, they had Siri first, and then Amazon got Alexa and had one in every house. Everyone had all these, you know, assistants, and it's time for Apple to do something big, not the VR. Unless I did also read somewhere that the glasses, like, you know, the smart glasses within the next 5 years are going to be really the next thing, where you could like have glasses, listen to music, take pictures, talk to it, talk on the phone. Maybe they just need to have a cool style. But anyway, with that being said, cheers. I'm freaking tired. You know, I'm in a great mood, so I don't care if I lose money. I have down money right now, but I feel like, you know, trade around it. And some people last night, like, the place was packed, like, Red Dog, you know, Chase has ice in his veins. You know, I'm like, he's been working hard since he's 3, he's been playing basketball. We traveled around the whole country from 3rd grade to, you know, to 7th and 8th grade, trading, you know, playing with the biggest guys out there. And then I'm like thinking about it, I'm like, you know, we all have ice in our veins, right? We come in, we have positions, we're making decisions, we're using our tier system, we're getting prepared, we're trusting our X's and O's, we're getting our mind right. It goes everywhere. Every part of your life, you need to be thinking clearly so you can execute on what you know. And before the game, I said to him, like, dude, I'm like, you know, the foul shot is the same distance, you know, today than it was in 5th grade, and all it is just a bigger stage, and that's that. That's why they have that little 1, 2, 3 spin, go, because it's the same routine every single day. It doesn't matter what's around you. You drown it out. So today, things are down. Hopefully some things can go green. We'll see if the active sequence stays or changes, and we'll keep moving forward. And I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and good luck today. There you go, Rod, Crack, Moonshine, Todd, Vic G, Baidu. Oh, what did Baidu do? I saw it. The numbers look good. I just don't know what kind of mood the market's in this morning. Is the mood in a good Baidu mood? Nope, down 5. A lot of people were taking Baidu after this move. I did not. I have about half of my Baba calls left over. Baba. You know, Baba had a big move, but, you know, you still always have to take a little bit into it. So, you know, from here to here, not the most explosive move like the old Baba, but it was worthy. So I still have half on for Friday. We'll see what it does today. Maybe I'll go out a little bit longer. I also sold a lot of my KWEB. Anyway, now I got to go. 6:51 later, fellas. Not fellas, everybody. Community. I don't even allowed to say fellas, ladies, anymore. Later, everyone. Anyway, don't be so sensitive out there. I'm a little, Cheers. I'm babbling. I'm tired. We'll make it though through the day. That's what we do. We keep moving.